weeks away from launching a signature drive to force the California voter ID initiative on the ballot for a statewide vote in 2026. But we won't be successful unless you immediately step forward and help us get the signatures. Coming up, I'll share with you the steps you can take to help create an earthquake in California politics by imposing a voter ID requirement for all future elections. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative. And this week I held a Zoom training program for our supporters, volunteers, who are going to help us get the California Voter ID Initiative on the ballot. This is a state constitutional amendment, and we need to get 1 million signatures to put it on the ballot for a statewide vote in the 2026 election. I'm going to share with you the full Zoom video, and I want you to watch it, but I'm just going to cut right to the chase and let you know that, number one, if we get this on the ballot, if we get 1 million signatures and put it on the ballot, it passes, no matter what the Democrats say. They cannot demonize it. People love the idea of voter ID, even Democrat voters. Number two, it ain't going to happen without you helping us get at least 10 signatures from your friends and family. And so what I'm willing to do is mail you the petition kit in a FedEx box or a UPS box. It's going to be a series of petitions that you just circulate and return to us by the deadline. But I won't know where to mail it to unless you sign up. And so I'm urging you to go to the website, voteridpetition.org, voteridpetition.org. Put in your mailing address that you prefer to use, and I will have our campaign mail you the petition kit. If you want to volunteer to collect more than the 5 or 10 signatures, and I really hope you will, sign up as a volunteer, and we'll give you even more information as well as events that you can be part of in your local community. Signature tabling sessions and rallies. Go to voteridvolunteer.org, voteridvolunteer.org. And of course, if you're willing to chip in a contribution, we need the money. We cannot do this initiative without covering our hard costs. We have to raise at least $3 million in the next several weeks. And we're close with matching funds. We're close, but we still need more gas in the tank. Go online, chip in $5 at voteridinitiative.com, voteridinitiative.com. Please contribute whatever you can. This is going to be a game changer. It's going to restore integrity and do citizenship verification and identity verification with the voter ID requirement. This is a big deal. And I believe it will be the watershed event that we will point back to in future years as to how we turn the tide in California against far left insanity. So help us out. It's not going to happen unless you get off the couch and into the fight. So here is our training video on Zoom that we conducted with our volunteers. Watch and then activate. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It's Carl DeMaio. I'm chairman of Reform California, California state representative, and a proponent of the California Voter ID Initiative. And you are an important part of this campaign. I can tell you this right now, that we need you to activate in a way that you have never activated before if this is going to happen. And this is going to be an initiative that's a game changer. We will look back on this initiative and point to it as a watershed event in changing the political forces in California and rebalancing our state's entire political system. So I need you to consider everything you can possibly do for this campaign. We need you to volunteer. We need you to activate as a volunteer. But more importantly, we need you to get other people to volunteer. Your first assignment in the next several weeks, starting this week, is to get more volunteers involved in this fight. So let's begin with the program. The effort to get voter ID passed in the state of California is a broad-based coalition effort. Obviously, Reform California and myself, we are actively involved. but we also have other committees and elected officials that we are proud to have partnered with us in this effort, including Californians for Voter ID, which is the main committee for our fundraising activities for the qualification and passage phase. The Lincoln Club of Orange County, Congressman Ken Calvert, State Senator Tony Strickland, and we have a growing list of regional co-chairs, elected officials and candidates who are helping us, and we are going to be rolling out those co-chairs in the coming weeks, and they'll be joining me on our bus tours statewide for various events. A quick summary of what we're about. The initiative is needed to fix serious election fraud issues in the state of California. And these fraud issues are denied by Democrat politicians, they're denied by the media, but they are well documented. And I won't belabor the point. I won't go into great detail the issues that we see in the voting system, the problems. But you can get a great report on the website, thetransparencyfoundation.org. They did an audit of the election in 2022 in California and found absolute evidence of fraud, as well as documented just unacceptably inadequate signature reviews, lack of verification of who people are in mail-in ballots, illegal immigrants registered to vote, orphan ballots. So major problems with how California does its election system. This initiative is a state constitutional amendment. It has more enforceability than just a regular law. We're amending the California state constitution. We know based on polling that the challenge is getting it on the ballot. If we get 1 million signatures and get it on the ballot, it passes overwhelmingly. That's what the polling shows. The big lift, the challenge is getting the signatures, and that's where we're really going to need your help. Getting it on the ballot also increases our chance of winning seats because in the 2026 election, it boosts Republican voter turnout because they're excited that it's on the ballot. This could very well save the House of Representatives majority for Republicans in Washington, but it also could end the supermajority that Democrats have in Sacramento because it boosts turnout and enthusiasm for our side. The reason why we're doing this, though, is we want to fix problems that we've identified in our election system. We want to restore integrity. As I mentioned, the biggest challenge I see, 874,641 valid signatures have to be submitted, which means that our goal is about 1.25 million raw signatures because we know that some of the signatures won't be valid. We want to get extra. That means we have to recruit 10,000 volunteers statewide, including team leaders, area leaders, and regional leaders. I'll talk about more of that structure in just a moment. What does the initiative do? Well, as I mentioned, it's a state constitutional amendment. There are two major provisions. First, citizenship verification. For anyone registering to vote, require the verification of an individual's citizenship status through a number of suitable government databases. And we have a variety of ways to identify who is a citizen and a non-citizen. But the state of California keeps very sloppy records. And so we're not just going to accept them saying, oh, we think that someone's a citizen. We're going to demand an actual verification. We'll also hold them accountable by requiring an annual report by every county registrar on what percentage of their voter rolls they've completed the citizenship verification of. Second, every time an individual casts a ballot, we will verify their identity. We will require verification of identity through government-issued ID. You have to present that for in-person voting or by mailing in your ballot and providing the last 4 digits of a government ID that you have selected in advance for your vote by mail ballot. This is not difficult. This is very easy. This is not a burden. And it all has been sustained by various federal courts, including the U.S. Supreme Court. We also require independent audits of election practices every 2 years. and we provide for legal enforcement of all provisions of this initiative in a variety of ways. This initiative is airtight as it relates to its legal review. I have no doubt that Democrats, when they see this, will pull their hair out and they will try to stomp their feet and make all sorts of, dishonest claims and try to sue. But we're ready. My comment to them is, bring it on, baby. We are going to prevail in court if you try to stop this. And I think in the court of public opinion, the voters will see you for what you are, people who really don't care about the health of our democracy. These reforms are common sense, they're bipartisan, and we need to get them done. As I mentioned, the challenge are the signatures. State requirement, 874,000. We are going to do a 100% verification on every signature. We don't want to leave anything to chance. And we will target about 1.2 million signatures, assuming a 72% validity rate, which we believe our validity rate will probably be higher, more like 78%. But again, we have set up our metrics based upon very reasonable targets. There are a few steps that I'm asking you to take. First is sign up to be a volunteer. You can do that by going to the website voteridvolunteer.org. That will take you to a sign-up page so that we can follow up with you, make sure that you get training, make sure that your questions are answered, make sure that you get a volunteer kit with the petitions inside of it and signage and other materials, and continue to support you. We need you to sign yourself up as a volunteer, as well as get 5 additional volunteers in the next several weeks. And I'd like you to do it this week alone. We need to get to 10,000 volunteers statewide. We're right now at 8,100. You need 1,900 volunteers. Please let us know how many signatures you think you can get. Remember, it's a 6-month period to get signatures, 180 days. So if you say 10, that's less than 2 signatures a month. But please be honest about what you think you can get. And every signature is precious, so please sign up. We are also asking people not just to be regular volunteers, but to consider becoming a volunteer leader. There's 3 roles that you can select from. Be a team leader, and that's where you recruit 3 to 5 of your friends and work with them each week to collect signatures. An area leader is someone who will take responsibility for managing and checking in with 5 to 7 teams in your immediate area. And finally, a regional leader is someone who will work with area leaders and do more work like look for events and street fairs that we can have volunteer shifts to cover tabling and really be more hands-on in the management role. Whatever role you choose, please choose one role. We need you to do this, and we need you to get other volunteers. So voteridvolunteer.org is your first assignment. We will have regional organizing meetings to walk volunteers through. We've already done Southern California in many areas. Next week, I'm in Sacramento area at Roseville, July 9th. Please, if you're in that area, show up and bring friends. We're then in Redding, Yuba City on July 18th and 19th. We then swing into the Central Valley, Modesto, Fresno, and Bakersfield. I know you're going to say, well, that takes me 30 minutes drive. Please invest the time. Bring some of your friends. The organizing meetings really are about the pre-flight of our core team of volunteers, and we really need to pack the house in these training sessions. As a San Diego representative, I will be holding public town halls sponsored by my campaign, and voter ID will be the main part of my presentation at those events. You can go on our website and get a variety of San Diego town halls that you can sign up for. Finally, if you're not able to go to one of the in-person organizing meetings, we will have an online organizing meeting August 6th at noon. It's the first Wednesday of the month. Go to reformcalifornia.org/events to sign up. And please invite your friends to sign up with you. Second, once you get your friends to volunteer, once you sign up to volunteer, start collecting signatures. Oh, I know we're not collecting wet signatures yet, but get them to sign up online at the website voteridpetition.org, voteridpetition.org. Now people say, well, why are you collecting online signatures when they don't count? Well, If we're going to start this with only 6 months to do signatures, it makes no sense to start asking people if they're willing to sign at the 6-month point. We've got to start in advance. We want to get to 250,000 people by October 1st. That's when we expect to start the wet signature phase. The 250,000 people who sign up at this website will be mailed the petition in a number 10 envelope. They will be the first to get the petition. They can sign it and send it back. By getting people to sign up online, we are dramatically reducing the cost and the risk associated with not getting the signatures in time, because we automatically start with 250,000 people who've said, yeah, send me the petition and I'll sign it. We also are able then to follow up over text and email if we don't get a petition back, to remind them that they wanted to sign this thing and they may have lost it. We also have an online petition that is printable. We don't want to use the online printable version in the fall. We would rather use the long form. But worst case scenario, we'll email them a petition to print on their home computer and send back. But in the next several weeks after you sign up to volunteer, start collecting signatures by getting friends, family, and neighbors to sign up at voteridpetition.org. I mentioned that we are going to be doing mailers. Where are my mailers? Do we not have mailers? We'll get to the mailers. Step 3 is help raise resources. We have a fundraising goal of $3 million, and we are on pace. 820,000 raised as of July 1st for voter ID. And this covers the hard costs like legal work, polling, coalition building, volunteer management. We have now 5 staff on board to help manage volunteers and train them. We have to print and distribute the petitions. We have to mail petitions, do online ads and text messages. The mailings alone, just for the envelopes, the letters, the inserts, and the printing of the petitions and the postage, will cost us about $700,000 to $800,000 just for the mailings for 250,000 people, plus the costs of the other targeted mailings that we plan to do. And then, of course, we do have a bus tour in the fall that we're going to be organizing for turn-in of signatures. So if you can chip in a contribution, please do that at voteridinitiative.org. There's a specific link just for voter ID so that we can track that money and report it to our coalition partners for matching funds. So as I mentioned, the wet signature collection begins October 1st. We are filing the initiative in the next 2 weeks. But then there's a pause period while the Secretary of State and the Attorney General review our language and prepare a title and summary and give us the clearance on the format of our petitions. We expect that clearance by September 19th. That then officially starts a 180-day clock to collect the 1 million signatures. We know it's going to take about 4 to 5 days to print the petition and lay it out. And as I mentioned, we're going to have an online petition that we really don't want to use because it's only going to have 1 or 2 signature blocks on it. That's not a whole lot of signatures on a petition. We would rather use the long form petitions, which are legal size, which will probably have like 8 signature blocks, or the long booklet form, which will have 25 signature blocks. Again, it reduces the paperwork that a signature collector has to fill out because every time you do a single petition, whether it's a book, long format, an 8.5 by 11, or legal size, whoever circulates it has to sign as the circulator. And so we will have a variety of length of petitions to give you as a volunteer, but it will take 4 to 5 days to print all this and lay it all out. We believe that all of the petition booklets will be sent out to volunteers on or before September 30th by FedEx or UPS ground. So volunteers will have their materials on October 1st to begin. I did mention the mailing program. There we are. Distribute official petitions. We are going to be doing the mailings to petition volunteers, which is a box with materials with signage and clipboards. But we will also mail, as I mentioned, 1 million letters, 250,000 of the online signups, plus about 750,000 targeted petition mailers to high propensity Republicans. We may remail in January, but we'll also do text and emails to remind people that, hey, you got a petition mailed to you. Why haven't you returned it? So we are going to be tracking the petitions that we mail out and pestering. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Yes, we're going to pester people until they return their petitions. We right now are working on the 1 million mailers. As of June 30th, which is my last report, we have printed nearly 380,000 letters and envelopes, prepped envelopes, that our volunteers are handwriting in offices across Southern California. Now, those of you who don't live in Southern California, I would love to have an office in your area, but because of scalability, our offices right now, we have 4 of them: San Diego County and Escondido and Mission Valley, Orange County and Tustin, Riverside and Palm Desert. We hope to have another office opened in Orange County and in Palm Desert by mid-September. And we will also have at least 2 offices in Northern California, one in Fresno and one in Sacramento. Sometime later this summer, we'll have details on that. But right now, those of you in Southern California, I'm imploring you, please reach out to our campaign, get the address, and between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday, you can stop off at these offices and pick up a mailing kit to take home and work on from home. We don't expect you to stay in the office. We actually prefer that you just pick up a box of materials and then go home over 2 or 3 weeks, handwrite the letters, and then bring them back in. We have found that handwritten letters actually get a lot of attention in the mailbox, and that's why we're doing it. It's tedious, but it is absolutely crucial to getting the signatures delivered to people in these personalized handwritten envelopes. So that's what we're working on between now and September 30th. Please, if you live in these areas, grab one of the mail kits, take them home, and work on your letters from home and return them. We will also, on October 1st, open up distribution locations in the entire state. These will not be campaign offices. They will be a volunteer's office or someone's home where someone can simply show up if there's regular business hours or by appointment for homes, and pick up a petition box, pick up signage, drop off petitions. The distribution locations, we might have as many as 100 of them statewide. We are still putting those together. But if you're interested in hosting a pickup location, if you have an office with regular office hours, or you'd be okay opening up your home by appointment only for someone to come and pick up a box of petitions or drop off petitions, please contact the campaign ASAP. Just reply to one of the emails, many emails you get from me or our Reform California staff, and we will get your location vetted and scheduled. We are going to have events. We will support volunteers through these events. We will have weekly Zooms. We will have regional leader emails and Zoom meetings. We will have a help desk that's fully staffed that you can call or email for your questions. And as I mentioned, events throughout the state of California. We have about 100 rallies scheduled. And the idea is that we're doing a monthly turn-in for all of our volunteers so that they're always seeing another milestone. Every 4 weeks, we're going to ask them to show back up with their petitions, whatever signatures they've got, turn in the signatures, pick up new booklets, and go out and do another 4 weeks of signature collection. Now, these events are going to be fun, and we'll have guest speakers. You'll be able to come on stage and take photos for the top volunteers getting the most signatures, but we do need you to be part of this event program. So we don't have the events listed yet on the website. We're still planning them. They're taking longer than we thought, but we will get them up by September 1st, and you can put them in your day planner. But we'll have 4 rounds, October 15th and November 4th, an entire tour of the state. Then round 2 and 3 and 4. We go dark during Thanksgiving, and then we go dark between Christmas and New Year's. But other than that, we are fully touring the state with these events. We'll also do radio signature events where we'll get radio hosts in certain regions to promote signature gathering, and we'll have volunteers stationed at specific places in those regions where people can just drive over, pick up petition booklets, or sign on the spot. As I mentioned, we will be doing weekly Zoom meetings as soon as the petition gathering process starts for people to get updated on progress, sharing best practices, and answering questions. Right now, the event locations that I just referenced statewide, we're doing a lot in San Diego County, a lot in Orange County, a lot in LA and Inland Empire. Those are the locations that we already have venues that we are negotiating with. In Central Valley in Northern California, we're hitting Central Valley. Again, the goal is to be within 45 minutes drive of most people. Now, we may not be within 45 minutes drive of you. And if you want to organize an event, we will help you organize an event. And we might send a staffer, or I might be able to make myself available, or we might get another elected official. So these are not the only events that we're going to do, but these are the ones that right now on the bus tour seem to make the most logistic sense. Finally, validation of signatures. We will have 2 locations where we need volunteers to show up in the office, open petitions, examine them, and then look up the voters' information in our statewide database to verify that it is a legal registered voter. One office will be in San Diego, and the other will be in Fresno. We may have a third office in LA, but that's not decided yet. But at least in San Diego and Fresno, we will be doing full verification of all the signatures in those areas. So how can you help? Do those 4 things. First, sign up as a volunteer at voteridvolunteer.org. Share the online petition, voteridpetition.org. Find an event nearest you and sign up. And as I mentioned, in the next few weeks, we'll start posting the fall events for you to pre-book in your scheduler. And finally, please contribute and ask others to contribute. We do have matching funds of up to $17 million available if we hit our targets, but it requires that we hit our targets. I will be connecting with you in the coming weeks as we file the initiative and get ready. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.